Welcome back. Today you join me on my sofa with Ralph because last night was the Hollyoaks Christmas party of 2023. So I thought that would be a great opportunity for me to explain how I get through and survive a night out as an epileptic person, because my doctors in the beginning basically told me to not drink and not go out, but I don't think that advice is going to work for everyone in their life. I think it's quite a statement to make, to tell a young person to not go out, to not drink, to not do what everyone else is doing. And some people do choose not to drink, and I did for a very long time, well, for a little while. And I know people who choose not to drink and it works for them. And if you're one of those people, that is great. But I personally enjoy going out and having a drink with my friends and having a good night. And I've learned how to be safe with it. And I think to me, that's more valuable than staying in and not doing anything. So I just thought I'd share how I get through that, in case that's something that other people want to try, or they feel like they're missing out on going out and drinking because of their epilepsy. And hopefully we can all learn together. So to start with, I don't go on very many nights out at all. I probably go out maybe twice, 3 times a year maximum. I found that if I drink consistently, if I go out consistently, that means I'm losing sleep, it means I'm dehydrated, and that is kind of the biggest seizure trigger for me, is the continuously going out. So I do save it for those big events, whether that be a Christmas party, whether that be a birthday, whether that be a graduation. For me, it's an awards, like the soap awards. I save it for big events like that. I also don't go into it with the plan to get absolutely slaughtered. I go into it with the plan to have a few drinks, see how the night's going, see how safe I feel in the environment, see how my body feels, have a little check-in with my body, and then I go from there. So before the night out even happens, I prepare myself probably for like a week or 2 before. And by that I mean, I won't have late nights, I won't have any more drinks before, I won't go out of an evening, I won't spend too much time away from my home. I'll basically just take the time to recharge, rest, and make sure that I'm at 100% health before I go out. Because I've also found that if I go out when I'm already tired and I'm already drained, and let's say I've got a cold or I'm not feeling 100%, that's never a good start and it's never a good sign. I feel like you're already starting then in a risky point. The thing that I think is the most important for me is making sure that I feel safe with the people I'm with. So for example, last night I was with a lot of my best friends, a lot of my good friends, a lot of people who have sort of taken the mentor role in my life, and they all know what to do in that situation if I were to have a seizure. If I was going out with a group of strangers, someone that I didn't know, somewhere that I didn't know, I would feel very unsafe with that. Just knowing that the people around me are aware of what to do if the situation did happen, I always feel a lot better. And I don't tend to speak to them about it the day of. These are people who've like always known I have epilepsy. We've already had the conversation about what to do, because I personally wouldn't want to go up to someone before now and be like, okay, so just if this happens, then I need you to do this, because I don't want to scare them. I don't want to scare me. I don't even want to put it out into the ether. I just let it be. I trust in those people to know what to do if it happens. And that means we can all go out and have a good night. And if something does happen, then I'm safe and then know what to do. I also, in my bag, carry my lifeguard bag. This guy, I also take this guy everywhere I go. He's got my medication in. He's got a lot of medication in, but specifically this one, which I won't say what it is obviously, but it has my emergency epilepsy written on the back. And all my friends know that this is the one. If I say I think I'm gonna have a seizure, I have to take this. And this bag comes with me everywhere. And even if, like, let's say I've not taken a bag big enough, the first thing, I try and take a bag big enough to carry this. And if I don't have a bag big enough, then I always take that little packet that says emergency epilepsy on it. And again, everyone knows what that means. And everyone knows when I should take it and how I should take it. And they know that once I've taken that, my night has stopped. They get me home and I go to bed. Luckily, touch wood, so far I haven't had to do that because of everything else that I do and because of the preparation that I put in. But you've always got to have a plan for these things, so that's there. On the same sort of vibe, I have my emergency medical information on my phone with my emergency contacts. Every time I go out, my parents know I'm going out, my nana knows I'm going out, my friends that live close by know that I'm going out. Everyone is aware that Ellie is going out. And it's not something that I particularly enjoy, is like telling them that I'm going out so that they know just in case. But it's definitely something that I feel is necessary. And thankfully, most of the time, they know I'm going out. I send them a text when I get home, and then all is well. And I feel like even most people send people a text when they get home anyway. So yeah, maybe it's not as weird as I feel it is, but that is just something I have to do. Every time before I leave for the night out, I leave my medication for the next morning on my bedside table with a big glass of water. So when I get home, I drink like half of the water, and then I go to bed. And then when I wake up the next morning, my alarm goes off to take my medication, and I take the medication with the rest of the water. Because if I was to skip my medication, miss a medication, take it at the wrong time, again, at that point I'd be asking for it. So I just set that up so that I know it's there, it's done. It's like a little ritual before I go out, like I know it's there. And my little icy cold water, I put ice in it, obviously the ice is melted by the time I get back. Just makes me feel better, but that's what I do. And then as you can see by the way today looks, I plan to do absolutely nothing the next day. We went out on Friday, today is Saturday, so I've got a day of complete rest with Ralph. We're gonna watch some Christmas movies. It's actually already getting dark and it's only 3 p.m, which is a bit crazy. So yeah, it meant that this morning I could sleep in until, I think we slept until about 12, because for me, lack of sleep is a big trigger. So I got to bed at around 1-ish in the morning, and I slept until about 11, 12-ish. So actually, I got a very similar amount of hours, if not more, to what I do during the week when I'm working, when I'm trying to be positive and healthy and all of that. So actually, I haven't missed out on any sleep. Obviously, the quality of sleep isn't the same after a few drinks, and you are slightly dehydrated, and that plays a part, which is why I drink the water before I go to bed. The thing that I think is the trickiest to stick to for me personally is leaving at a reasonable time. This used to be so hard. I used to tell myself I was going to leave by 11 or 12, and then it would be like 1 a.m, 2 a.m, and I wouldn't want to leave, and I'd be looking at my watch and going, I've made a mistake here. Because I told myself I was going to leave and I wasn't able to. Just because I was having fun. And I think the worst thing is to be having fun and then have to turn around and go, I'm leaving because I can't do the same things as you, so I'm going home. I've never enjoyed that, but what I have found is since getting Ralph, I've got something to go home for, and I actually feel really good about going home, and I actually am able to turn to people and go, look, I've got to go, I've got a dog at home, I just need to go and let him out for a wee, or we need to go and have a cuddle, or like, I'm just missing my dog, okay? Like last night, I was checking him on my security camera in my house, and I was just missing my boy. So that's actually made it, I'm not telling everyone to go out and get a dog, although if you want to go and get a dog, do it. Best thing I've ever done. But for me, being able to, like last night, it got to midnight, and I was like, okay, I told myself I was going to leave between midnight and 1, because I realised saying 11 is just silly, because that's the time everyone else is just getting to wherever it is you're going. So I said that I was going to leave between 12 and 1, got to about 12, and I thought, I miss my dog. I miss my dog. People started asking me about my dog. I was showing them pictures of us in our matching Christmas pajamas. And yeah, I just knew it was the time to go. So the other thing, a tip for leaving quickly, say goodbye to like the 2 people, 3 people that you've told you're gonna be there, like your safety people, and then dive. Don't go around and say goodbye to the whole party, because everyone's gonna convince you to stay. Everyone's gonna be like, oh no, don't go, you're leaving, what? Don't do that. Say goodbye to the few people who need to know that you're leaving, and then duck. And that's what I do. And then I always put aside money to get a taxi home. Always, that is like the biggest, it's just a safety tip and an epilepsy tip, like it all comes into one. So I literally grabbed a taxi straight outside the venue and I came home, because it would just be dangerous walking streets. Regardless of whether or not I had a seizure, it'd still be dangerous. So yeah, last night was a very successful night. I had a lot of fun. I've got no makeup on, my voice is going because we were just singing. And it was a free bar, so I had a few more drinks than I normally would have had. But yeah, I had a good time, and I came home to baby Ralph, didn't I? It was like 1 in the morning I came home. He was so happy to see me and I was so happy to see him. I let everyone know that I was home. I drank my water. And then this morning I woke up at about 8 o'clock, rolled over, took my medication, went back to sleep until like, I think it was like 11-ish. And then I had breakfast, because you gotta have a good breakfast, like not necessarily healthy. Like this morning I had a bacon sandwich, but something like some sort of sustenance, just to have had that, to get those vitamins in, to get like all the goodness in. So sometimes I have porridge, sometimes I have yogurt. Today I had a bacon sandwich because I'd actually promised Ralph some bacon as well, so that was top priority. But yeah, and now we just chill for the rest of the day, and that is it. I have nowhere I need to be. I can just rest, do what my body feels like it needs to do, and then tonight I will probably go to bed around 10-ish, which is pretty similar to the time I normally go to bed, between 10 and 11, but I like to just bring it forward that little bit, just to get that extra bit of rest in. But yeah, I hope this video has helped someone out there. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments below. Obviously, as always, I will read them all and try and respond to them all. But yeah, I had a wonderful night. I hope you guys have fun at your Christmas parties, your birthday parties, whatever it is you're planning to do. Have a great time, and I'll see you in the next video.